This clip is brought to you by BoutTheOnline.com.
Oh man, Magic, that was my big brother. May he rest in heaven. That was my big brother. Magic was I always called him a preacher. Because the way he record, like Magic would get in the studio and just the way that he would move while he's rapping, it's kind of like when you watch a preacher on the stage. But Magic was very talented when it comes to writing as well, because the song that that's on Mercedes' album, and I think Pete put it on another album as well, "Crazy Bout Ya," which is one of the biggest songs that I've done, because I actually still get royalties from that song. Okay. But "Crazy Bout Ya," that song was actually me and Magic initially, and Magic basically wrote most of that song. Yeah, it was my song for that we recorded for the Foolish soundtrack. But it didn't make it. P ended up giving the song to Mercedes. So everything that you hear P saying is what Magic was saying, and everything you hear Mercedes saying is what I was saying. But Magic really wrote the most of that song, so he wasn't just a writer for rapping. Like he would hear melodies for like songs too. So that, I feel like him and Mac C as well, they're big on being able to come up with like singing hooks. So for me, that's talented, because it's easy for a rapper to come up with a rap, but if you can come up with a rap and you can come up with a singing hook, to me that's being creative.
Did you guys do that sound together and stuff?
That particular song, we did it together, and it was crazy how we put it together so quick, because we already had the song, like learned the song, except for like the beginning skit part of it. But what happened was, when P was recording Foolish, the movie Foolish with Eddie Griffith, he had flew all of us to LA to work on the soundtrack. Everybody was supposed to be able to work on their songs, to try to get on the soundtrack. Well, I had been up there for almost a week, and I had never heard anything from P, and it was like we had a deadline to turn in our songs. So I was kind of upset, because I was like, man, I've been out here and I haven't. So Magic told me, he was like, you just don't even worry about it, I got you. So what Magic did was he contacted Dez, which is of Sons of Funk. They lived in LA at the time. So he contacted Dez, and whatever he told Dez, all I knew was we were 2 days before the deadline. And the day before the deadline, Dez came, he picked me and Magic up from the hotel that we were all in. He brought us to his place. And it was him, and it was a guy who played the guitar. I think the guy name was Charles, and I think he used to play for like Michael Jackson. No. But anyways, we ran the song to them. Dez started playing it. He came up with the beat. Charles came up with the guitar, started putting the guitar strings on it. And me and Magic went in there, and we basically freestyled the intro, like what Mercedes and P does at the beginning. We freestyled that, which it came out dope, because we didn't have to do retakes or anything. And we re-recorded the song, like we went through it right then and there. So after we recorded the song, we had to get the song mixed and mastered, because the next morning was the deadline. So I don't even remember this place, this studio that I got dropped off, because it was a huge studio, kind of like it looked like a place where an orchestra would be. But Magic he got our Dez, one of them, they got us there. Magic stayed with me for a while, but it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Magic, his wife Chastity, was at the hotel, so he was like, I'm gonna go, and you just get, I had to grab a cab to bring me back to the hotel. So I didn't finish with the guy who was mixing and mastering the song. He didn't finish till it was probably like 7 o'clock the next morning. Oh, wow. And we had to be ready that next morning to meet he was going to have a van to come pick everybody up and take us to Priority Records office. So, and back then we had ADATs. I don't know if you know what the
I
ADATs
heard
were,
of
but we
them.
had
Yeah.
ADATs, like the little tapes, you know. So, so when I finished getting it recorded, I caught my cab back to the room. I took a shower. I didn't even sleep or anything. So when it was time so the van came and got everybody. We went to Priority, and I remember we was in a room. Um, we was in a room like where a pool table and stuff was at, and we were waiting on P. So he finally came in to collect everybody's music. But when I handed him my music, he was shocked because he knew he had never gotten me with it. So he was like, how how you get a song or whatever. So anyways, gave him the song. And at that time, one of his attorneys, I believe we called him Hawk, because he never said anything to me about the song. But when it was like, we had been there for like a couple of hours, and I guess they were back listening to the songs or whatever. So Hawk came out and told me, he was like, he loved your song. Like, he really loved your song. So I was excited. Unfortunately, the song didn't make it to the Foodie soundtrack, and I was like, but when it came time for getting ready to start working on Mercedes' album, he came and told me in Magic that he wanted to give the song to Mercedes, and he was going to do Magic part or whatever. So that's kind of the story behind that song.
Peace, family. Welcome to BoutThatOnline.com, your one-stop shop for the highest hip-hop edutainment. Bringing you the dopest no-limit interviews, hip-hop legends, reviews, views, news, and more. So if you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on new drops and content. Peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on BoutThatOnline.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.